Well, hello, here today in the Global Media Capital Fund Studios, Internet Television Studios, with the founder, Chairman, CEO, Sam Cooper. It's amazing what they've done to create the Global Media Capital Fund. Sam, tell me, how did you come up with the idea of Global Media Capital Fund?
Well, David, I have bought many millions of dollars of media during my career, promoting my own in-house projects. And so much of the time, I did one series of events where I sold over 3 million tickets to Coliseum events, and I bought so many millions of dollars of media with cash, but I also bartered a lot of media as I would go into a city and do these events. And when the big corporations started gathering in and rolling up all of the mom and pop media entities, everything was run from corporate rather than the general manager or market manager, and they cut out all barter. Everything had to be a cash sale, and it had to go through corporate. And so the problem I had is that so much of the time I had created before wasn't available now. So the problem was I needed to find a way to create a cash conversion system for the same media that the companies had been bartering before. And so my initial idea was to create a media mutual fund where the media providers could invest into that mutual fund with their media instead of for cash. And after I met with all of my advisors, and I was able to bring 4 close friends and business associates into my brainstorming session. One of them was president for 6 years of Initiative Media, which at that time was a $24 billion a year world's largest media buying firm. Another of the 4 was vice chairman of Saatchi & Saatchi for 9 years, which at that time was a $14 billion a year world's largest billing ad agency. I also brought in another friend that was president of Merrill Lynch for a period of time. He was also, for the last 3 years of his career, he was president, CEO of Metropolitan Life Investments, which is a $28 billion cash capital fund. And the final was the original chief financial officer for Federal Express. He was the original guy there that set up all the leasings of the planes and trucks. And he also came in-house with me for 2 years as we designed and created this. I also spent a lot of time with investment bankers on Wall Street and major agencies on Madison Avenue. And so we did create it similar to a mutual fund, but in the final analysis we created as a limited partnership unit with Global Media Capital Fund, where the media providers, the media investors, become limited partners. And we set up a management company of Global Media Management to manage the large amount of funds in media that we were getting in.
Well, I think it is so fascinating. Sam, I'm curious, how do the media limited partners participate?
Well, David, a lot of the media properties out there have quite a bit of unsold time. They don't talk about it, but it happens. Actually, most of the time during the year, up to 30% of their advertising avails waste. It does not cash convert. And so I set this fund up where they could participate by investing in $1 million increments. We've had up to $50 million from one investment group. But they invest in $1 million increments in exchange for one limited partnership unit within the Global Media Capital Fund.
Well, I'm curious, how do they get paid, and how often do they get paid?
Okay. We have a captive in-house advertising agency that our general partnership determines what clients we accept into the fund, and we either invest this prepaid advertising as for a revenue participation approach or an equity approach or a combination of the two. And as media providers, media is being consumed on a quarterly basis. We deliver back to the media investors 80% of all cash conversion.
Wow.
So they've gotten a new way to cash convert their basically unsold time. with no upfront cash on their part. All they do is contract for one limited partnership for $1 million of media.
Okay, all right.
And they get paid every 3 months.
Well,
there's a cash dispersion of all cash that's been generated during the last 3 months, and they get 80% of it, their pro rata share.
Okay, all right, all right. Well, Sam, one of the things that sometimes people want to know, it's really kind of a two-part question. Now, do you, or to the firm, do you assign the media to a client company, and do they oversee running and consuming the media? How does that work?
No, actually, all of the media that we invest into companies' projects or into the company itself, we do for equity and or cash conversion, and we retain the right to be the agency of record.
Okay.
We know what we're doing. We've done it many, many times over the years, and we know how to cash convert at the greatest return for our media investors.
Okay. Curious, what type, really in depth, what type of due diligence do you do on potential clients of that industry? What type of due diligence do you do in the potential clients, and that you're considering investing into them as a media investment?
David, we do the same due diligence as any investment banking firm or any venture capital firm. We do total due diligence. We got to know the management team is strong. We got to know they have a project that with media marketing can accelerate the growth of the company. So we do basically the same due diligence that any investment company makes.
Okay, all right. Well, this is one of the things that I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in. What type of media or how many categories of media have been invested into your media fund?
We made this fund where any media company has the ability to invest, and we have investments from the big television networks, all the cable companies, newspapers, magazines, billboards, online marketing, emailing, all forms of advertising can come into the fund in $1 million increments.
Okay, all right. Well, here's a big one. Who is the agency of record for the media that you do invest?
Actually, we retain the position of agency of record. We're the ones that have the media from the media providers, the media investors, and we know how to cash convert media. With the track record of the team I've assembled, we feel like we can do the best job, and we want to control how that media is consumed so it gets the highest ROI. Okay,
all right. Now, another good question. Are there any volume requirements on the media from the limited partner investors?
Only that they do it in $1 million increments. This is a 10-year forwarded contract, so they can estimate whatever amount they're going to have available over the next 10 years and invest that whole sum. Or they can invest only $1 million.
Okay.
And some of them do $1 million to $5 million initially, and as we cash convert that, they'll put a big chunk in there.
Okay, all right. Well, I know lots of people are eager for this question to be asked. What is the size of your normal media investment into a client company?
David, we really don't have any restrictions except self-imposed restrictions. We normally invest from $1 million to $25 million of prepaid advertising, and I would say most of the investments are $1 to $5 million. We can get a field with that amount of media very quickly as how media marketable is their product. And so it's normally $1 to $5 million, but we can go up to $25 million. And once we do that successfully, we can become their marketing partner again with another investment.
Good, good. Well, I'm going to make a comment before I ask you the final question, and that's going to be for you to be thinking of just a kind of a brief summary of the compelling reasons that people are so delighted with what you provide, both from the limited partners perspective as well as the client companies. Everyone, isn't it exciting when you have the opportunity to participate in a high revenue potential so that you are absolutely having the proficiencies, the media gathering proficiencies and return on investment proficiencies that has been used so profitably, very successfully. So Sam, if you would, give a kind of a summary of the opportunity. I mean, it's really a banquet. It's a smorgasbord. It's a buffet table of opportunity for them. Go ahead.
Well, a media company, and everyone knows this, they most of the time have some unsold inventory. They have a lost opportunity to cash convert that media. And tomorrow morning, the media that they didn't sell this day is gone forever. And so we've developed and designed a very unique cash convertible new income added stream to the media's bottom line. And every week you're seeing different media companies file bankruptcy. They're not having enough cash flow to where they can really rock and roll. And this year will be a good year because of the political. But when a media company has nothing to lose by doing a contract with us for 1 million or more millions of their future delivery of prepaid advertising, they put up no cash, they have no risk other than the fact that we will be consuming that and then returning 80% of the cash conversion to the media investors. And after the media investor has got back 100% of their media invested, we then split the difference in the balance of their media 50-50. So they've gotten all of their cash back of the media they can let us consume for them, and then they get a 50-50 split on all profits after that. So it's a great deal for the media. The companies we invest in, just think for a moment, what if you had invested early on in Walmart? What if you had invested early on in Microsoft or Dell Computer? There's so many times that young entrepreneurs have great ideas, but they don't have the cash capital. And one of the things that all companies need is media and marketing and public relations and exposure. And we're able to provide that by getting equity from them and revenue participation. So it's a win-win-win all around.
Well, before we close, I want you to, I think it's so unusual, it's unique, that a chairman would make his phone number, the access phone number, to him available. So if you would please, the power of 3, if you would share with them your phone number so that they can absolutely get straight through to you, because I think that's valuable.
Be glad to. My personal phone number is 901-387-8507. Again, that's 901-387-8507. Give me a call and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Not only on that call will you have answers to your questions, but you'll also have Sam has a brand new relationship. All right, everybody, you've been listening to Sam Cooper, founder, chairman, CEO of Global Media Capital Fund. Engage, do it.